Hello, welcome to School of Alchemy. So today's book review is Joseph Campbell's The Power of Myth with Bill Moyers. So this was an interview in a television series with Bill Moyers that they put it into a book. So let's see, how many pages are these? These are 233 pages, including the index. So I'm gonna flip through it. So, of course, if you know me, I like illustrations. There. It's beautiful. They put is this Shiva? Let me know in the comment. To Judith, who has long heard the music. Is Judith his wife? So this is the editor's note, introduction. And we're gonna go to the chapters. Okay. So chapter 1, Myth and Modern World. It says, let me bring it closer to us. People say that what we are all seeking is a meaning for life. I don't think that's what we're really seeking. I think what we are seeking is an experience of being alive, so that our life experiences on the purely physical plane will have resonance within our own innermost being and reality, so that we actually feel the rapture of being alive. So if you think like you're looking for your life's meaning, really what you want to look for is the experience of being alive through adventures. So here you go. This is the Vaikona Tibetan Tanka Po Monastery. As you know, Joseph Campbell, it's like Carl Jung. They like symbolism, illustration, and symbols at most. So if you can see, this is like an interview. It says here, so Moyers was asking, what do you mean? Campbell says, suffering. Suffering is imperfection, is it not? The story of human suffering, striving, living. Campbell. In youth coming to knowledge of itself, what it has to go through. So this whole book is an interview between Joseph Campbell and Bill Moyers. Bill Moyers was the one interviewing Joseph Campbell. Okay, so Joseph Campbell likes American Indian or Native American art. You can see here, I fell in love. This is the Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. This is Campbell saying, I fell in love with American Indians because Buffalo Bill used to come every year to Madison Square Garden. And when I began to read American Indian myths, I found the same motives there that I was being taught by the nuns in school. Creation, death, and resurrection, ascension to heaven, and virgin births. Interesting. So there's a common theme in all creation stories, right? All over the world. This is John Wayne in the sense of Katie Elder. Wow. This is a manuscript drawing of Flying Machine, Leonardo da Vinci. 1452, 1519, the flight of the airplane is the imagination as the release from Earth. This is the symbolic role that birds used to play. Computer chip. Myth in the modern world. Power of myth. Good to see. They have the drawing of eagle on the seal of the dollar bill. The eagle is looking in the direction of the laurel. This is the way these idealists who founded our country would wish us to be looking. Diplomatic relationship. But thank God he's not the arrows in the other foot. But thank God he's got the arrows in the other foot. What does that mean? Although we, the USA, looking at the laurel leaf as a diplomacy, we still have the power to, what is this? To wage war or to fight. Arrow is for fighting, right? As a weapon. We have a weapon. This is the drawing of Solomon's seal. Pyramids at Giza. As you know, George Lucas got his inspiration in writing the Star Wars from Joseph Campbell. He used Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. It is like a map of journey of a hero, and he used that to create the story of Star Wars. Earth seen from space. So this is Joseph Campbell is saying that when you see the Earth from the moon, you don't see any divisions there of nations or states. This might be the symbol for the new mythology to come. This is the country that we are going to be celebrating, and those are the people that we are one with. So what he's saying is, when you go out in the space, there's no demarcation line. The Earth is a whole thing. There's no division. Only people made up all this division, right? The journey inward. This is what I am interested in. You can see here the totem poles in front of the House of Chief, Albert Bay, Vancouver Island, British Columbia. You know what? Because I have you know how Jordan Peterson, he likes this type of art, and he got some in his house, and it reminds me of this. Okay, let's go to the journey inward. It says here, one thing that comes out in myths is that at the bottom of the abyss comes the voice of salvation. The black moment is the moment when the real message of transformation is going to come. At the darkest moment comes the light. Isn't that true? I've been through that many times. I go to my darkest hour. I go to my, what do you call this? The soul's journey. And that happens when you are depressed, when you hit rock bottom, or you lost everything that you hold dear to you. Then you get to that place, the abyss. And from the abyss, you will realize that it's not the end of everything. It's just a beginning of the new light, you know. And let's continue. I don't want to go to that. Okay. The myth is the public dream, and the dream is the private myth. Woo-hoo-hoo. Isn't that what Carl Jung is saying about the collective, collective consciousness? This is William Blake's Oh, How I Dreamt of Things Impossible. William Blake. William Blake is a famous painter in occult. If you like the art of William Blake, I have a book review here in School of Alchemy. I'm gonna put a link down below so you can see the book of William Blake, all his paintings and artwork. Adam and Eve. Eve tempted by the serpent. Lucas Cranach. 1530. Gustav Klimt. Oh, this is Gustav Klimt. Nice. I like this art. I saw this before. So that's the journey inward. Let's go check the other chapters. Da Vinci's. The first storytellers. Oh, okay. Bison Grotto of Lascaux. The animal and voice, the unseen power, no longer serve us in primeval times to teach and guide mankind. Bears, lions, elephants, ibexes, and gazelles are in cages in our zoos. Man is no longer the newcomer in a world of unexplored plains and forest, and our immediate neighbors are not wild beasts but other human beings, contending for the goods and space on a plane that is whirling without end around the fireball of a star. So I'm gonna leave this up to you. You can pause and read the whole thing. I mean, this verse. Joseph Campbell, The Way of the Animal Powers. What is a famous animal story? The Lion King. Right. Joseph Campbell is also into shamanism, you know. Chapter 4, Sacrifice and Bliss. If you hear the saying, follow your bliss, that is Joseph Campbell. So let's see what he's saying here. If you follow your bliss, you put yourself on a kind of track that has been there all the while, waiting for you. And the life that you ought to be living is the one you are living. Wherever you are, if you are following your bliss, you are enjoying that refreshment, that life within you all the time. So follow your bliss, my friends. Another one, William Blake, The Jacob's Ladder. It looks like he likes William Blake too. Charles Chartres Cathedral. The spiritual symbolization of our own civilization is basically lost to us. That's why it is so wonderful to go to the lovely little French town of Chartres, where the cathedral still dominates, and you hear the bells ring when the night turns to day, and when the morning turns to noon, and again when the day turns to night. I consider Chartres my parish. Okay, so one day, if I go to Europe, I'm gonna visit this place. And if you've been there, please put in a comment below your experience. Assyrian winged bull. The whole world is a circle. All of these circular images reflect the psyche. Well, as I can say, I think Joseph Campbell has been reading Carl Jung because he's resonating. Whenever I read anything about Joseph Campbell, he likes to echo or he repeats a concept from Carl Jung. What is this? Ezekiel's initial page from the Winchester Bible. Look at this. How beautiful the art is. This is the wheel. Wow. Oh wait, this is Ezekiel. And these are the animals mentioned in the Bible. Okay, I don't memorize it, but if I do, I'll let you know. Belakula mask representing the sun, northwest coast Indian. It looks like Tolmec too, right? Tolmec art and Aztec. Vishnu Mandala, Nepal. And this is the Krishna dances with the cowherdess, India, 17th century. What? This is a 17th century painting. Wow. Sandis, New Guinea. Oh, so this is what he's talking about, that there's always circle. And the circle means the psyche. The Ouroboros. It's a Navajo sun painting. Oh my God. So they also know about Ouroboros. Oh, wow. This is a pine cone. What? So everyone knows it. The ancient knows it. They just interpret it in their own way. But they know about it. Interesting. Rose window, west front, Chartres Cathedral. Now I want to go there because of Joseph. Buffalo Road, Plains, Indian. Tingari ceremonial bark painting. Detailed garden of earthy delights. Hieronymus Bosch. Look at the details of this. What? This guy is upside down. And then there's what is this? There's two birds on it. It looks like a cherry or something, a fruit. And there's male and female inside this. It's a flower. It's a bulb. And then this, oh my God, boy hugging the owl. And this is like a dog. Oh, look at this. It's a rat in a tube going inside a pineapple or a plant. Wow, this blows my mind. I need to read about this. Of course, Adam and Eve miniature in Florence. Tree of Death and Life, Archbishop Salzburg. Wow. We need another hour to discuss about this. Wisdom Triumphant Over the Vices, Andrea Mantegna. And this one is Fall of the Rebellious Angels, from Lettres Riches, Hures de Duc de Berry, Brothers Limburg, Franco-Flemish. Well, obviously, I wasn't able to pronounce it correctly, but if you know about it, let me know. Wow, look at this symbology. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Leader of the Mandan Buffalo Bull Society. This one is Ascension, Andrea Montaigne. So this is Jesus being raised by cherubim. Cherubs. Oh, these are the apostles and Mary. Temptation, fall, and expulsion from Lettres. Wow, look at the detail, guys. Look at the detail. Wow, I learned new things from this book because I'm interested in paintings and symbols. Oh, I'm gonna look this up. Oh, look at this. Oh, wow, look at the serpent is a woman. Ah, look at that. It's Eve and the woman. But Eve looks pregnant here. This is the banishment of Adam and Eve. It looks like God. It's either God is blessing them. And this is Lucifer, Adam and Eve. They're going out of the Garden of Eden. Because they now have consciousness. They're, covering their body part here. Wow, wow. Wow. What can I say? Cayenne party in Longhouse. The headhunt is a sacred act, a sacred killing. Before a young man can be permitted to marry and become a father, he must go forth and have his kill. Unless there is death, there cannot be birth. Wow. Wow. I can't stop being surprised. The Crucifixion, Salvador Dali. What are these 4 squares for? If you go to Spain, go to Dali's exhibit. Vietnam. The Wheel of Fortune, France, 14th century. Look at the Wheel of Fortune. What? They're monks. Oh. And this is a female nun, a monk. Wow. Martin Luther King. The Hero's Adventure. This is what I'm talking about Star Wars. So let's read. Furthermore, we have not even to risk the adventure alone, for the heroes of all time have gone before us. The labyrinth is thoroughly known. We have only to follow the thread of the hero path. And where we had thought to find an abomination, we shall find a God. And where we had thought To slay another, we shall slay ourselves. Where we had sought to travel outward, we will come to the center of our own existence. And where we thought to be alone, we will be all the world. Joseph Campbell. This is Martin King Jr., 1963. A hero is someone who has given his life to something bigger than oneself. Birth. Look at the fetus, guys. This is auto rank? What? Okay. Prometheus. Do you know who Prometheus is? According to the myth, Prometheus gave the humans the fire and the knowledge, because before the human beings were, were like apes or something. I forget the proper term for that. And then Prometheus is the god that went down to the earth and gave us fire, or the spark of knowledge, this one. So I encourage you to read about who is Prometheus. Don Quixote. I watched Don Quixote when I was young. Daedalus and Icarus. Who is Icarus? He is the one. Is he an angel? I remember they were trapped in the labyrinth, and then the father created like a wing coming from the bird's feather, but Icarus went too far, and the wing is made of wax and bird's feather, but he went too far. He flew too far, so the wax melted and he fell, and I don't know if he passed away. It was a long time ago story for me, so I don't know exactly the details, but that's like the summary of it. Moses, Mark Chagall. Oh, so this is his interpretation of Moses. A Buddha with 4 disciples. The Buddha follows a path very much like that of Christ. Only, of course, the Buddha lived 500 years earlier than Christ, right? You can match these 2 savior figures right down the line, even to the roles and characters of their immediate disciples. Yes, if you're a Christian, I encourage you to read Buddhism. Because, look, Buddhism came before Christianity, 3,000 years early. So, the teachings of Jesus Christ is very much similar to the Buddhists. So, I read about Buddhism. I went to a Buddhist church because my grandmother is a Buddhist. So the Dharma and their teachings is very similar to Jesus. So I thought when I was young that maybe Jesus learned this from the Buddhists. He went to India, he went to Tibet, and learned from it, and then came back. Jonah. Oh, Jonah and the whale. The story of Jonah and the whale is an example of a mythic theme that is practically universal, of the hero going into a fish belly and ultimately coming out again. Isn't that what happened to Pinocchio? He went inside Monstro, the whale, to save his father. The whale represents the power of life locked in the unconscious, and the creature in the water is the life or energy of the unconscious, which has overwhelmed the conscious personality and must be disempowered, overcome, and controlled. Yup. You're gonna go deep down to your unconscious, or what they said, what Nietzsche said, Friedrich Nietzsche. If you stare down to the abyss will stare back at you. When I read that verse, I got scared. Do you know the UFC fighter, Habib? Habib said, he was fighting Conor McGregor this time. He said, I will bring you down to the depths of the water and you will know who you are, or you will meet yourself, something like that. St. George and the Dragon. Oh, look at the dragon painting. Okay. It looks like he is training the dragon or slaying the dragon. I'm gonna skip that. Oop, another alchemy. Early goddess. When you have a goddess as a creator, it is her own body that is the universe. She is identical with the universe. Look at this. The nature, the mother nature, suckling the human, baby human. Like the goat, and the child is trying to drink milk from the goat, and I don't know what creature this is. Looks like a cow, right? Shoe separating Cebu and nut. This is the creation myth of the Egyptians. I have frequently thought that mythology is a sublimation of the mother image. We speak of Mother Earth, and in Egypt you have the Mother Heaven, the goddess Nut, who is represented as the whole heaven sphere. Yeah, look. The gift of the goddesses. Of course. Come on, people. We will not be in this earth without our mothers. Birth image. Look at this, giving birth. Oh. Female this is the owl goddess, and this is birth image. The female represents what in Kantian terminology we call the form of sensibility. She is time and space itself, and the mystery beyond her is beyond all pairs of opposites. So it is male and female. Everything is within her, so that the gods are her children. When he said he is male and female, it reminds me of the Rebus, the androgynous in Alchemy. It represents a masculine and feminine energy. Leda and the swan. Oh, the swan is trying to drink from her milk. What is this? There's like an egg. Oh, the babies were hatched. Huh. Annunciation and infancy of Christ. Isis suckling Horus. The earlier model for the Madonna is Isis with Horus at her breast. So we're coming to an end. Tales of love and marriage. So, wow. Venus, Cupid, Folly, and Time. Francesca da Ramini, William dies. So guys, this illustration that I was reviewing or reading is not about exactly the interview, but I want you to read the interview yourself. Or if you don't like reading, I'm gonna put a link down below. There's an archive in Joseph Campbell's Foundation YouTube channel, and you can see there the interview of The Power of Myth between Joseph Campbell and Bill Moyers. So one of my favorite characters is Faust and Mephistopheles. This is the magician Faust summoning Mephistopheles, the devil. Pueblo clowns. So that's about it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Oh, this is a Tibetan. It says here, this is a very important Buddha figure holding a sword right high over his head. It is the sword of discrimination, separating the merely temporal from eternal. Interesting. Oh, I'm right, Shiva. Shiva Nataraja, Lord of the Dance, South India, 11th century. And outside the building of CERN, CERN, there is Shiva, a big statue of Shiva. So there you go. This is Joseph Campbell, and this is Bill Moyers during the interview. It was televised. There you go. Joseph Campbell, The Power of Myth with Bill Moyers. Oops. Let's just check this. Oh, it's just an it's just an embossed. Okay. Once again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the review and the illustrations, and I encourage you to read or watch The Power of Myth. See you next week.